For our second week of intermediate month, we are looking at mortgage repayments. So our data set isn't very large. We've got 2 rows for it. We've got 2 stores. We've got the amount of capital that is remaining on those mortgages. We've got how much the monthly payment comes to and the percentage of that monthly repayment that actually goes off to paying off the capital rather than paying off the interest. So as if we take this challenge step by step, then first of all we want a calculator field that refers to today. So if you are doing the challenge on the 10th of August, you could just use the today function. So today open bracket, close bracket, but as we're not doing it or potentially not doing it on the 10th of August 2022, then we can just use these hash signs either side of our date to create a date field for the 10th of August. There we go. Now we can create our capital per month, or capital paid off each month. So what that's saying is of our remaining capital, of our monthly payment, how much of our capital is that paying off? So we basically want to say, like, for example, 1,500 times by 60%. So in our calculated field, that's monthly repayment times by that percentage field over 100, because it's not a decimal at the moment. So 900 of the 1,500 goes towards the capital for us. Okay, so now we know how much is being paid off each month, so how can we work out when we'll be done repaying that mortgage? So that's just a simple case of doing the capital repayment remaining. So in that case, for example, the top row would be 250,000 divided by 900. And we want it as a whole month rather than as a partial month. So we'll do the ceiling of that, because that will take it to the round it upwards, basically to the nearest whole number, or the whole number that is like closest above that number. So if it was, say, 25.7, it's going to round up to 26, or if it's 25.2, it's still going to round up to 26, rather than taking it down, because obviously otherwise we'd still have some of the capital remaining. Okay, so finally we just need to add this number of months to our today, and that will tell us our final date of our mortgage repayment. So to do that, we use a date add function. We're adding months required -1. That's the number that we're adding, because we already have a row for our first mortgage payment, which is that today, that 10th of August field. So that's why we're minusing that 1 there, and then we're wrapping that in a date function so that it's not a date time field. So there we go, 2045, September 10th. That's our final mortgage payment. So now we want a row per payment. So that's going to help us to know at any point in time how much do we have remaining on our mortgage. So let's scaffold out our data using this new rows step. We're taking values from 2 fields and we're doing it from today to the date that it is paid off. And we're renaming that to be monthly payment date, making sure that we do it a row for each month rather than each day. And then we are copying the values from the previous row so that it's all filled in rather than all nulls. Great, now that we have a row per month, we can work out for each of those months how much is remaining to pay off. So minus off that 900 each month that we pay it, for example. So in order to do that, first of all, I used that field that we've just created, that monthly payment date, to create a order of payments. So use the ranking functionality. So doing a rank over our monthly payment date in ascending order. So with our 10th of August being our first payment, grouping it by each store so that we get our payment order. Then to calculate the remaining capital to repay, we can just say this calculation here. So our capital payment remaining, that has like our big number of 250,000, for example, minus our payment order times by the capital paid off each month. Okay, so you can see for our 1st of August there, we make our payment and it goes down to 249,100, and so on and so forth. It takes off 900 each time. The reason that we have this if statement here is just checking, because we know that that last payment isn't going to have to be 900 because it will be slightly less than that basically, because in our final month we won't still have 900 remaining exactly. So we just want to make sure that when we've made that final payment it goes to 0 rather than a negative number. Okay, so that's the little check that we're doing up there as well. So to clarify what I mean there, if I filter, say, to Lewisham and then go to the end of our data set, that last row, see we've only got 700 outstanding. So when we pay off the 900 the next month, it would go to minus 200, but we don't want it to do that. We just want it to go to 0. Okay. And then finally, what we need to do then is we want, because this is a company and they have 2 stores, they want to know each month what's the total that they have outstanding across those both stores. So we use a fixed level of detail calculation in order to get there. So if I just expand my fixed level of detail calculation here, then I'm grouping by my monthly payment date and I'm summing the remaining capital to pay. So that field that I just created in the previous step. So that's just adding together those 2 values. So if I look, for example, at the 10th of August, I'd have to, expand this to be a detail view, wouldn't I? To look at the 10th of August, there we go. And I'm just summing together these 2 fields to create this total. And then all I have to do is remove all the additional fields that I don't need, and I'm ready to output my data to match what the output for this challenge is. So hopefully you enjoyed the challenge, and thanks very much for watching.